What's up, guys? I'm back with a haul video. As I was saying in my Defenders collection video there'll be a Whatnot sale this Saturday, April 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Dollar starts on most of the books. We'll be doing all Defenders, Volume 1, all Bronze Age, into the Copper. It'll be fun. So I just wanted to plug that real quick, and without further ado, we're gonna get into this haul, guys. I got basically a short box of books, including this stack over here, and there's another stack to my left that we'll be going through first. All of this, except for what's up right now, came from Lehigh Valley Comic Con. I'll get into that in a minute, but first, I did a comic book trade with a good friend of mine here in the YouTube community, and pretty much in real life at this point. He doesn't live that far away from me. We've only met once, but there's definitely, we keep trying, and eventually it's going to happen again. But Brian Emsky, 360, I think. You can find the link in the description below for sure. Go check him out. He gets lots of cool back issues on just a really good YouTuber. Fun to have as a friend, and I'm very thankful for him. We did a trade. He was interested in some books in that collection I picked up, so I just set him aside as he watched the videos, and we put together this trade. He went out to go get some Hulk books for me. Funny thing is, I sent him my CLZ list, and it tells you what you have, not what you need. So I think he read it as that's what I needed. But this is the only one that I consider an actual double. This is 281. I believe my copy's better anyway, but this will end up being moved along. But he did hook me up with 393, but this is a newsstand. I have the direct edition already, and that was the same thing with 392 and 391. Those are just some nice Hulk filler for me. I'm going to compare them to my copies, and I'll probably keep the newsstands if they're comparable grade over the other book. But the major book he sent me was this. Wolverine 88. This is the first battle of Deadpool and Wolverine. It is like a 9.2 copy as well. There's like 2 color breaking spine ticks, and then 2 smaller ones I could see. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. I am absolutely stoked to have this, guys. As you know, I've been flirting around with collecting the Volume 1 or Volume 2 Wolverine. His first actual ongoing, not the mini. That's on my radar as well, the mini, if I can find it for affordable prices. I have issue 4, so I just need 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, I'm excited to add this to the collection, Brian. Thank you so much. I am absolutely ecstatic with that trade. So if you're not following, subscribed, or seen Emsky, please definitely go check his channel out below. But next, we got to get into this convention, guys. This is the first convention I've gone to. It kind of hurts to say, but it's the first convention I've actually gone to since pre-COVID-19. So I think summer of 2019, like before the world shut down, was kind of the last one I went to. And so I've just kind of didn't know what to expect. My friend said it's kind of small, Lehigh Valley Comic Con, down in Allentown, PA. He said it's kind of small, so I was like, all right. We had a list of comic shops we were gonna go to after, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna be in there for like 2-3 hours, see if I can find any good deals. No, it was not small, guys. This show was huge. There was an admissions line from, we got there like 20 minutes after it opened. The line was wrapped almost around the building. But the admission line was wrapped around the building. It just kept filling as it moved. So like it stayed in the same spot. And we went out around 2 o'clock for a lunch break, and that line was still there. There was people halfway through the show still lined up, like trying to buy tickets to get in. I don't know if word spread quick that it was like a really good show and like people just started to come in. Maybe didn't. This window is gonna bug me where that glare is. Anyway. I don't know if people were like, oh, you guys got to come to the show. And then all of a sudden, all these people just started showing up as it was getting shared around. But it was crazy. There was a lot of people. It was pretty daunting. It was hard to move around at times. But there was so many books, guys. So many books. I got so overwhelmed. I didn't even know what to dig for half the time. I'm just digging and looking and trying to see what I could find. But we walk in, I'm kind of looking at wall books. I have some books in mind for my PC that I wanted to pick up. Two in particular. I was looking for a Wolverine one from Volume 1 because I'm committed now. And then the Punisher miniseries Volume 1, number 1. I didn't really necessarily care about getting all the issues. But I wanted number 1. So I was going for those 2 books. Those were the 2 major books for me. If I found any Batman filler that I needed, I definitely wanted to pick some of that up. And yeah, just kind of go from there. So it was like everything else, I was kind of looking to buy stuff for the inventory, dog, but for the inventory. And yeah, I bought a lot for me. There's so many books for my PC, guys, and stuff that I forgot that I wanted. And anyway, so the first couple booths we went to, I just kind of like dug and took some mental notes on what they had. Didn't see anything that jumped out. And then we found this booth. This is Encounter. It's actually a store in Allentown. Will you focus, please? Come on, there we go. Allentown, PA, the Encounter. They had lots of books, all priced, and they were all 50% off the prices marked. Lots of really good books, guys. Like older books, newer books, like a huge mix. Like it was really good hunting at this booth. Everything was, you're not paying $1. He did have some dollar books. He had some Bronze Age dollar books that were kind of ratty. $3 bronze filler, just like a random assortment books that were a little bit nicer. Probably more filler copies. Like you would expect, but it's pretty good stuff. So the Encounter Comics, they do cards, toys, video games, and collectibles. We actually ended up going to the store, and that's where this stack is from over here, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, the Encounter, I picked up 3 books from them. I found this Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter, number 5. This is the first appearance of Lady Shiva. What did I give it? It's like a 5.0. I paid $4. $4 for this. First appearance of Lady Shiva. It's got dog ear there and some spine wear, but other than that, it's actually very nice. A little bit of color loss up top, but I was very, very happy to find this book for the price I did. It's just really, really cool copy. I've been looking for this book for a long time. Every time I go to the Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter section at any shop, this book is always missing. I've never seen the full run and just this one missing, but I've seen, like even like more than half of the run, and like maybe like 2, 3, and 6 are there, and you're like, oh dang, where's 5? But yeah, so I was really happy to get that. I also found this. I was like, oh, well, they don't have number 1, but they have number 3, and it was $5. It's not bad, probably. It's got a little bit of dirtying. I'd put it in like the higher fines, like maybe like a fine plus condition. Not bad. It was only $5. I was like, if I could find the fillers for $5 and get my hands on, number 1 for a good copy for, $80 to $100 or so, I'd be happy. That'd be the whole set, but I found number 3 at this dealer right away. So I was like, okay, maybe I will have a little bit of luck today. And then I also found for $5 there a Batman issue I needed, 328. I have it in a 5.5. It's just got some spine ticks. It's pretty worn. There's some dirtying on the back cover, but it's perfect for a filler copy for me. Just $5. There's nothing super key about it. It's just a really nice cover. Jim Aparo cover artwork. It's just a beautiful book to add to the collection. I was happy to find that. The next booth, I don't have a card for them, but the next booth we went to is Zap Comics. They didn't bring what I expected Zap Comics to bring when I saw them on the menu, or not the menu, the guest list, the vendor list. I've seen lots of books in other videos from them. They have the little Zap Comics sticker on it with the price. They brought a ton of cheap trades, like $3 trades. I wasn't in the mood to carry around trades at the show, so I kind of didn't bother with the trades at the show. But they did have a sneaky $3 bins, and I found some really good stuff in the $3 bins for my personal collection. I was able to plug in some holes in my detective run as well, in the 500s particularly. This is a nice fine copy of Batman 507. This is a 7.0 range copy of Batman or Detective Comics 511, which is the first appearance of Mirage. I found 527, which is I have it also around a 7.0. 528 and around a 7.5. So we're getting some pretty nice, lower VF copies of detective books for $3 a piece. In the early 80s parts of the run, or mid 80s, I guess. Well, some early, and this is more mid. 534. I have that in an 8. It's just got like 3 spine ticks there. It's not really creased. It just could use a press. I'm not going to press fillers, but it's just nice to have them. 7.0. 568. I'm pretty sure I have this book, but if I do have it already, this is an upgrade because this is an 8.0 of 573. This isn't Jarvis Tetch. This is the other Mad Hatter. I just thought it was cool to find these books for $3 a piece. I mean, anytime I can find any of these older detectives now at this point, the mid to late 80s is, or I guess this is late mid 87, early 87, are just tougher to find for me. I can't expect to pay $1 a piece for my run filler anymore as I get older books. So I was happy as my dog locked herself in the bathroom. So give me a sec. All right, dog rescued from the bathroom. So I found those. I also found this for $3. Batman in Darkest Night. What did I give it? Like a 7.5. It's not perfect, but for $3 I couldn't leave it there. This is the Elseworld stories where basically Bruce Wayne gets the lantern ring instead of like Hal Jordan. So that's pretty cool. I was happy to find those for $3 a piece. So that's the first, like $50 or so I spent at the convention. Next I found, we went to like right next to Zap, like behind them was a seller that was selling a bunch of his collection for $1 a piece. He said he was just trying to thin down, so I don't think he's like a normal dealer. He was just working on selling his own stuff. But basically, I upgraded my Batgirl year ones. This is number 1 for $1 a piece. This was in the $2 bin, but he ended up selling it to me for $1. So I was happy with that. Issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. Just gorgeous Marcus Martin art in this. It's co-written Scott Betty and Chuck Dixon, who's the mastermind behind a lot of late, mid into late 90s and early 2000s Bat stuff. Chuck Dixon wrote a lot. 7, 8, and 9. That's the whole series there. Really happy to add that. Not really anything significant about it. I just really like the artwork. I'm a Bat collector. Particularly, I do enjoy collecting Batgirl comics. I have a pretty decent Batgirl collection, I would say. I have all the first appearances. I found this Batman Holy Terror. He had that for $1 as well. Alan Brennert, but Norm Brayfogle. This is basically Batman in the Crusade era. And then the big one I found as far as this goes is Batman Houdini, The Devil's Workshop. This is Howard Chaykin doing the writing with John Francis Moore doing the artwork. I was just absolutely ecstatic to find this. I've always wanted to read it, so I probably end up giving it a read. But this is Batman Houdini and a Houdini team up, so really excited to get that. All right, guys. The next booth I found was a seller that was selling 50-cent books, guys. I haven't found 50-cent books in years. And that's kind of the theme to this video. Anyway, these were 50 centers, guys. I was getting run fillers that I needed for myself. There's a couple books in here that would probably make it into my whatnot inventory, but I found some Wolverines for the run, 123. I'm not going to leave them behind at 50 cents a piece. 117. A newsstand copy with an Adam Kubert cover of 94. And then this one's kind of beat, but it's a newsstand copy of issue 20. So I can't really leave those behind for that price. So next up, he had a ton of Volume 2 new Teen Titans in there too. I literally just inventoried my Teen Titans collection like last week, leading up into the con. And I was just, I couldn't believe it. I had no intention of buying Teen Titans books for my run, but they just popped. Like 50 cents a piece, I couldn't leave them behind. They're all really nice condition too. And they didn't have bags and boards, half of them. I don't know how they survived, but number 16, number 17, number 18, number 19. If any of these end up being doubles, I didn't even pull out my list. I just grabbed them all. 20, 21 with this beautiful Cheshire cover. 22, 23. There's a 24. Luis Garcia Lopez cover. Garcia Lopez on this one as well. 25. Got 26. Dog's ringing the bell in the background. 27. 28. Like, I'm not going to leave that there. This is a huge run of new Teen Titans. And I think I need pretty much all of these. So I'm stoked. Stoked to find those. 50 cents a piece. Like, 50 cent books to me are crazy. I don't know what this was doing in there, but this is a Mark Brooks cover, Immortal X-Men issue 13. 50 cents, I wasn't going to leave it there. This, I have no idea what it was doing in there. Detective 878, I have this already in a 9.2, so that'll end up in my inventory. Crazy to find that. It's the first print. It's, obviously part of the Black Mirror storyline with Scott Snyder and Jock doing the artwork. This is the Batgirl miniseries with Cassie Kane from 2008. Issue 2, I just 50 cents. I wasn't going to leave it there. This is kind of a beat up copy of Punisher War Journal number 30. I normally would just leave it there, but for 50 cents in the gorgeous Ghost Rider cover, it made it into my pile. And then the most insane book I found in there, I pressed it already, and it looks so much better than when I had it. It is Flash 92 DC Universe logo variant. Like, 50 cents? Like, I couldn't believe that was in there. Like, I pressed it too. Like, this up here was all messed up. Like, the pages were all like bent, and it was all like curvy, and I pressed it, and now it's like perfect right there. So it's like a VF copy after that. I can't believe it. For 50 cents, I found this book. It's nothing crazy. It's like a $20 book probably, but for 50 cents, like, wow. I don't need it either. I've actually sold most of my Flash books. I love the Flash, but I have a bunch of the trades, and I'm okay with just having trades to be able to read my Flash. Next up, I visited a booth. Really cool inventory. Not a lot of stuff I was looking for, mostly at market price, which I'm going to pick it up, not for me. I obviously want to be able to sell it at market price. But 360 Comics, guys. He used to be in this community quite a bit. He used to make videos. He's very prevalent over on the Instagrams, so I will link his Instagram down below. Please go check out 360 Comics. He was such a nice guy to talk to. The whole time I was talking to him, I'm like, I know this guy. I've seen this guy before. Where the hell do I know this guy from? Turns out it was from YouTube, and some brief interactions back in the day. He didn't recognize me, but I reached out on Instagram after and was like, hey, I recognized you. Awesome to buy books from you. He ended up following me back. So that's pretty cool. Happy to run into him, guys. If you don't know who he is, go check out his Instagram. I feel bad. He had one book. It was $4. Batman 326. Another one for my run. So I now have, I believe, 325 till current is where my run stands. I think I need 23, 24, and 21. Or maybe it's only 26. I need 24, 25, and 22. I don't remember. I'm working on the 320s at the moment. I plan on buying some on eBay. So yeah, so that's that. And then I bought books from one more vendor at the show. And then we'll get into the 50 cent haul from Encounter Comics. And that guy is Mike Carbo. You probably have seen him from Pop Comics videos. That's where I 100% recognize him from. I told him that, and he was like, thank you, I appreciate the support. But Mike Carbonero, very popular and well-known comic book and collectibles expert. I believe he had like a documentary or something, but it was cool. He's a very nice gentleman. I was happy to buy books off of him. He happened to have this Wolverine #1 up on his wall. Every single one I found at the show was priced at $90 or more. Most of them were worse condition than this one. There was one guy I talked to, I was contemplating it. They were so gorgeous. He had them at $120 each. He had 2 copies. One was a clear-cut 9/6. There was one little tiny, not super color breaking, but I know it couldn't be pressed out. Tick. Probably okay. So 9.4, 9.6. Maybe you got a bad grader and it's giving you a 9.4. And there was another one that was an absolute 9.8 contender. There was nothing wrong with it at all. But I ended up with this one, and I give it about an 8.0. The issue, this top corner was a little mashed. Of course, this camera's can't really see it, but there it is. This corner is a little mashed, but I pressed it down and it looks way better than it did, guys. And I knew I could press it, which is why I was okay buying the book that way. He threw a number at me, $50. I was like, all right, let me see your Punisher set, or your Punisher Volume 1, #1, limited series that he had on the wall. He had 1 through 5 on the wall. All 5 books. He pulls it down. He goes, I do 150 for the set. And then the Wolverine was 50. So I was at 200 there. So yeah. I gotta press these still, so I can't give you an approximate grade. I know they will all end up in the 8s very least, and some of them will be in the 9s. But yeah, so I picked up Punisher #5. Mike Zeck, beautiful cover. He didn't do the interiors on this one, but he did do the interiors in this issue as well. Issue 4. Yeah, double of issue 3. This one needs a cleaning and a press. This is the lowest grade. Issue 2, this one, once it's pressed, is going to be beautiful. It's just got it was stored weird. And the book I really was after, issue 1, which in this current state is probably about 8.0. I think I can probably get it up to an 8.5, if not a 9.0. But yeah, so I ended up getting all of these books for a solid. I asked what his best bundle price was. He said $175. I threw back $160, which is where I was probably comfortable paying. I was thinking $120 for the Punisher set, $40 for Wolverine. And I think I did pretty well, guys. I know I could have probably gotten this for a little less on eBay. Maybe I could have found Wolverine for a little less online. But in person, the grades I wanted, condition I had, all in one shot, I thought it was a great deal for me. All in all, at the show, I don't think I spent... What did I spend? Not even $250 total, and I got all that. I think I did pretty well, guys. I'm pretty happy with everything that I got. I was able to sell a bunch of books really quickly before the show, and I had a little extra money so I could buy some stuff. I really wanted to get books for me, as in I really wanted these 2 books. I knew I had a good shot at finding them. They're pretty common, and I found copies that are perfect for my collection. So I'm so happy with that, guys. So yeah, the next stop, we decided to stop at the Encounter Comics here in Allentown, and they were doing they didn't tell us this. We had no idea this was happening. They actually were doing a sale on their dollar bin books. They were now 50 cents, or you could fill a short box for $50. Now, if we didn't go to the convention, I probably would have brought home 6, 7 long boxes or short boxes from this place, because my goodness, these 50-cent bins were loaded. We skipped all the bottom row. We just did the tops. I was so tired. I didn't feel like bending over going through the bottom. And there were books I left behind too, guys. Some books were ratty. You had to get through them. And then there's your normal fodder, like, 90s Image, Valiant, like the later run Valiant stuff, not the early stuff. I guess the early stuff is overprinted, right? The later stuff, I don't know. It was overprinted stuff. It's all the covers I've seen a billion times. But they had tons of DC, literally tons of DC. And I found some crazy books for, we filled a short box, right? My friend that I went with filled probably 75% of it. I filled about a quarter of it. He told me it was on him because he filled most of the box. Yeah, look at this. They were all unbagged and boarded. So this is what happened, like what a quarter of a short box looks like. So I bagged and boarded them, and yeah, I'm so excited. Anyway, so I paid $10 for all these books. He's like, I'm not paying it. You're not paying anything. I left $10 in the center console because I didn't feel comfortable with that. So eat it, Jason. Anyway, so I found some Jim Lee, New 52, Justice League books. I found number 3, number 5, 2 copies of number 6 with this insane Dark Side cover. And then some of the Dark Side War books with Francis Manapul doing the artwork. I found 46, 47, and 48. So those will end up in my whatnot inventory, which is how I'm going to actually sort this pile now, so I don't have to go back through it later. This is for me, Sword of Azrael, number 3. I have number 1, so when I can find the filler books for cheap, I'll just put together. I don't need his ongoing, just the Sword of Azrael miniseries would be good for me to collect, I think. Found this for the eBay store. This is Green Arrow number 0, the first appearance of Connor Hawke. A beautiful Michael Turner Batman cover, number 8. Couldn't believe that was there. 50 cents Superman Son of Kal-El, number 1. This book used to be hot as heck. Yeah, couldn't leave that behind. How about an Alex Ross Justice number 2 and number 4? The mintiest bag I could find, copy of Adventures of Superman 500. Okay, yeah, I was picking that up for sure. Remember when this was hot, when they killed Damian for all of like 2 months? Batman Incorporated number 8, The Death of Damian Wayne. Yep, definitely was picking that up. These are all for the inventory, not my PC. I already have this in my PC. Detective 627, just a milestone issue, his 600th appearance in Detective. Yep, cool, definitely picking that up. Mara, Queen of Atlantis number 1 Art Germ variant. Yep, picking that up. I found some FFs for my run. 337. It looks to be Walter Simonson covers too, which is awesome. 338. 339. 340. 341. And 347. So those are for me. I found these for 50 cents. It's not like perfect. I probably could press it and make it look a little better. But this is New Teen Titans 23, the first appearance of Blackfire. Okay. Yeah. It's also, I believe, the first appearance of the person that ends up being Vigilante. New Teen Titans 28. Again, I don't need it. I have it. I have this whole run, the first volume of New Teen Titans. But this is the first cover appearance of Terra. It's a newsstand, no less. So yeah, I'm picking that up. Yeah, not a Mark Jewelers. These are for me. It's just like was coming to me, guys. The Teen Titans run filler. Tales of the Teen Titans 46, 47, 48, 51, 56, 57, 60, this is cool. This is a Brian Boland cover, 64. 74. Look at some of the prices they had on these. I don't know if it was them or whoever they bought the collection from. 82. $13. 83. And 87. So that's all for Tales of the Teen Titans. Again, that's for my PC. Next up, we got back to that New Teen Titans Volume 2 series. I found number 2, number 3, number 10. Some of these may end up being doubles. I gotta check, but I don't know what I ended up paying per book here. I think it's 67 books or something for $10. Yeah, number 13. Here's number 14. I actually picked that one up twice in that haul. So one of those, the lowest grade copy will end up in the inventory. And then eventually the title changed to The New Titans, and this is issue 63. So yeah, I found all those for the PC. I don't remember if I had this or not, but I wasn't going to leave it behind. This is Blackest Night number 8. Yeah. I think I need it for my Blackest Night run, and if I don't, it'll end up in the for sale inventory. I have a nicer copy of this book. This is Green Lantern 25. Yeah, gonna pick that up. That's the first appearance of Atrocitus and a bunch of other Lantern Corps. So that's sick. I'm super happy to find that for, less than 50 cents. That'll end up in the eBay store, or not in the eBay, the whatnot. I'm gonna put that over here for now. I gotta check it against my inventory. And then the last thing I found was a bunch of Transformers books. I have some clientele that probably would be interested in these. Transformers Armada issue 1 from, this is DW, which I think ends up being IDW later on. This is number 15 from the ongoing. Just a freaking sick cover there. We got number 3 from that ongoing. That's the A cover. Armada number 8. Transformers Spotlight on Prowl, cover A. Transformers Nefarious number 2, cover B. Transformers number 5, cover A. Just like nice books here, guys. Transformers number 3. This looks to be cover C. There's cover B on Spotlight Prowl. Cover B for Transformers number 5. Cover A, Transformers Galaxies number 5. Number 4, cover A. Issue 2, cover D for Transformers number 2, Infiltration. I don't know if that's the miniseries or not, but Transformers The War Within number 6. Transformers The Dark Ages number 6. Transformers 13, cover A. Transformers Armada number 4. Transformers The War Within number 2. Transformers number 8 or number 6 from the DW series, and then Transformers The War Within number 3. And then the last book I found, which I found a couple of these books, like similar books to this, same title, different person. And I was like, oh, I bet you this one's in there somewhere, and I found it. Secret Files and Origins JSA #1, featuring the first appearance of the new hot girl, Kendra, as well as the new Atom Smasher. So yeah, I couldn't leave those behind for 50 cents, which it ended up being less than that. Whatever 10 divided by 67 is in cents. That's crazy. Not 10 divided by 67, but you know what I mean. I got 67 books for $10. So whatever that maths out. Yeah, 10 divided by 67. Less than 50 cents a book. Crazy. Way less than the 67 cents. But yeah, I was happy with the haul today, or at the con. This was what, 2 days ago? This is Monday. It's gonna go up Thursday. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my haul. I spent, when you take lunch and tickets out of the equation, it was like $247 for everything. Yeah, I had $26 left over. I spent 20 on tickets and 20 on, it was $10 each to get in, guys, which is insane. Jason drove, so I told him I was buying his ticket for the gas. Dog's going nuts. I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know how I did. Go check out my whatnot, my eBay, everything down below. Links, check out these sellers, and have a great rest of your day. Maybe he'll shut up now. Okay, bye.